Yes, students, in the previous session, we have discussed regarding the Riebenhammer test of non-destructive testing system. In this session, we are going to study in detail regarding the ultrasonic pulse velocity test. As Riebenhammer test, the ultrasonic pulse velocity test is also very much important and very simpler method. Okay, which is very simple and which we can see the good results. We can find the uh, good results in the ultrasonic pulse velocities such as this is the simple test just by passing the waves from one side to the other side. If there is any cracks in between the concrete mass, the pulse rate will be less. The time taken to uh, pass the waves from one place to the other place is slow. Thereby, we can find the quality of the concrete. So, with respect to the course outcome, after listening to this session, the students can understand how actually the ultrasonic pulse velocity test will be conducted and what is the importance of the ultrasonic pulse velocity test and what is the range of the uh, values that we can find the concrete quality. So, according to our syllabus, we are on the non-destructive testing system, that is second method, ultrasonic pulse velocity test. So this is the some of the tests which we listed out with respect to the non-destructive testing system. So now let us come into the ultrasonic pulse velocity measurements. So this ultrasonic pulse velocity method we are divided into two parts, that the waves can be transmitted by using the mechanical and by using the electronic. Okay, so based on that we are divided the ultrasonic pulse velocity measurement test into two, that is mechanical sonic pulse velocity method, which involves measurement of the time of the travel of longitudinal or compressional waves generated by a single impact hammer blow or repeated blows. Okay, that means the pulse is passed from one place to the other place, that is transducers and receivers, that we can see in the next slide. So the time taken between those two is generated by using mechanical sonic pulse. For that we are calling as mechanical sonic pulse velocity method. Next, ultrasonic pulse velocity method, which involves measurement of the time of travel of electronically generated mechanical pulses. Okay, the same method here, but the mechanical pulses is generated by using electronically, by using some of the by using some electrical energies. So generally the ultrasonic pulse velocity method is used throughout worldwide. That is this method, instead of mechanical sonic, we are using ultrasonic pulse velocity method. So based on the pulse velocity method, we can have the information regarding the uniformity of concrete. That means from one side to another, if there is any cracks, if there is any cavities, and if there is any defects, or if there is a presence of voids. So all those things we can get the idea based on the pulse velocity method. For example, as I said, if there is any cavities, cracks and defects, the waves, the time taken is more, or that may not reach the receiver side also. Okay, this is the main advantage of the pulse velocity test. Next, generally the pulse velocity in a material depends on its density and its electric properties. So if it is the dense density is more, the pulse velocity is also very quickly. Thereby indirectly we can find out the what is the composite strength of that concrete. Next, it also applicable to indicate changes in the properties of concrete. That means the properties concrete from one place to other. There also we can use this ultrasonic pulse velocity test, or we can see is there any cracks inside the structural elements. Next, requires a flat surface and only appropriate for unspoiled surface. That means it requires a flat surface, that is to attach the instrument. So we require the flat surface and there should be no unspalled surfaces. We have discussed regarding the spalling, that is the concrete pieces is get separate. For that we are calling as spalling of the concrete. So to conduct this ultrasonic pulsar test, there will be unspalled surfaces is required. So can be used to give an indication of depth of seriously thickened concrete. Next, ultrasonic pulse velocity equipment consists of transmitter, receiver and indicator. We can see here This is the ultrasonic pulse velocity instrument. This is the concrete element, and this is the receiver, and this is the transducer. For this, we are calling as transducer, receiver, and indicator. This is the indicator. Okay, here the pulse velocity is initiated here and is passed through, and it comes to the receiver. If there is any cracks or cavities in between this passing of the waves will not flow directly, it will crosses and it will reach. So it takes more time. That is the meaning of ultrasonic pulse velocity test. So the transducer is firmly attached to the surface using gel or grease to vibrate the concrete. See here, this is the attached like this. Okay, this is the for concrete is attached. So here this is one side, this is this is transducer, this is receiver. The display board will be here. This is indicator. The pulse velocity can be determined by V is equal to L by T, where L is the distance which is the pulse distance, and T is the time taken by the pulse to move from receiver to the transducer. If you take the ratio between this and this, we are getting the value of pulse velocity. If the concrete is strong, or if there is no cracks or things like that, the V will be more and time taken will be less. Next, the test results are influenced by that means some of the factors which influence the pulse velocity test is type of cement, type of size of aggregates, presence of reinforcement, moisture condition, compaction, and also age of the concrete. Here, the pulse velocity test we can conduct by three methods. That is, three transmission types will be there. Here, this is direct transmission. This is indirect transmission or semi-direct transmission. This is surface transmission. So good results can be achieved by using this direct transmission because this is a concrete mass, this is a transducer, this is receiver. Okay, this is TT, this is TR, this is a transducer, this is receiver. The pulses is the waves is generated here and it transports and returns here. The time taken between this transducer and receiver is T, and L is the distance between the pulse, right? If there is any, for example, if we are having a crack here, this will go like this, it will come like this, and it will reach us here. This will take more cracks. So semi-direct is nothing but like this in perpendicular ways we are keeping, and surface is just is like this. The good results we can achieve by using the direct transmission method. So concrete quality by using the pulse velocity is like this. If the pulse velocity kilometer per second above 4.5, the concrete quality is excellent. Like this, we're having a different ranges. If it is below 3, the concrete quality will be less. And these are some of the significance, and this already we have discussed what is the advantage by using the pulse velocity test. That is uniformity and relative quality of the concrete we can find out to indicate the presence of voids and cracks. That means the main intention of conducting this experiment is that is to find any quality of concrete. That means is there any voids and cracks is present, and to evaluate the effectiveness of crack repairs. Next, we can find the degree of saturation of the concrete affects the pulse velocity. The pulse velocity is independent of the dimensions of the test object provided reflected waves on boundary. So these are some of the uses by using the pulse velocity method. Anyhow, this is very important and very simple method so that we can conduct very easily. So this is regarding the pulse velocity test. So in the next session, we are going to discuss regarding the semi-destructive testing system. Okay, thank you.